What is up, everybody? It's Dr. Vibe here, host and producer of the award-winning Dr. Vibe Show. As always, I like to say you're blessed, highly favored, a magnet for miracles, and a solution for someone's problem. I'm a certified empowerment coach, president and CEO of Express Your Vibe Coaching and Communications. And this morning, we were actually broadcasting live on September 16th. I was listening to a jazz program on NPR jazz program hosted by a pianist named Bob Baldwin, and he was premiering his new album, and it was an album dedicated to Beatles songs. Why am I saying that? Well, unfortunately, we're coming to the long and winding road end to a great series of conversations with my friend Rodney Kellum, and he has been dropping knowledge bombs over the last number of months for men and fathers, and also everyone in general in regards to purpose. And tonight we are finishing off this part of the journey. Would like to welcome Rodney back. How we doing, Rodney?
I am excited for tonight's message to get out to your viewership, and I'm thankful to be a part and on your platform as always. So thank you, Dr. Vibe.
The pleasure is mine. You always have a place to opine.
Excellent.
Fantastic. So what are we finishing up with tonight?
So let's recap what we talked about already so far, Dr. Vibe. In the first one, we talked about the Speak Life Fatherhood series, followed by the Speak Life Faith series. Then there was the Speak Life Manhood series. Then there was to reject mediocrity and embrace your greatness. And tonight's topic, the grand hurrah of this series that I've gotten to deliver, sharing your platform, is you are here on purpose, for a purpose. And this message has been slithered in there through all my other messages because it is at the core of what I believe. And what I believe is that every person on this earth is here on purpose, for a purpose. Let's make it plain. So you can go through college, bachelor's degree, master's degree, PhD. You can get all kinds of education, be qualified for so many different things, and get completely passed up in life by someone with in accomplishments and success by someone with a GED. If you don't understand and get plugged into your purpose, the reason why you are here on this earth, you can always tell when someone is not connected to their purpose when they're willing to waste their time on things that don't move things forward, whether that be giving most of their time to television shows and entertainment, whether that be doing things that are detrimental to their health and those around them, whether it's getting into drugs and violence and horrible relationships. These are telltale signs that a person is not connected, or at least pursuing their purpose, or trying to find out and figure out what is their purpose. And so as we go forward, I listen to a lot of Dr. Miles Monroe. He is deceased now, but he is a wonderful teacher on so many different biblical concepts. One of the things he talks about all the time, like I do, is purpose. And there's 5 questions you can ask yourself that will help you identify your purpose, the reason why you are here on this earth, and the work that you are supposed to do before you leave this earth once again. And I'm going to break them down to you. So you want to get out pen and paper, get out a little notepad, something to make sure you get these questions so you can answer them yourself. If you do not know your purpose, I'm going to help you move forward to understanding what that is. The first question is, who am I? Your identity. If I were to go based on my history, I'm simply a guy from the ghettos and lower class neighborhoods of Southern Northern California, from Pasadena to Sacramento, growing up in Section 8 housing, growing up around gang violence, growing up in the boom of the crack epidemic in 1980s Los Angeles County, California. I'm a son of someone who was an addict and went to recovery. She was mainly a single mother, mainly doing the job on her own. My father lived in a different city. My history says that I shouldn't have gone to college. Co-wrote a best-selling book with my best friend and gotten CNN internationally renowned about that, becoming an Amazon best-selling co-author. If I were to go by my history, I'd still be the little kid who was awkward and messed up teeth. If I went by my history, I'd be stifled. But my identity is that I'm a son of God. When I understand that I'm a son of God, I'm created by him, made in his image and likeness, there's nothing no one can tell me, nothing, that gets me off balance. I have my identity. It can't be shaken. So if you don't know what your identity is, you ask yourself this question and begin researching. Next question. Where am I from? The source of who I am. Mainly on this earth, there's two main schools of thought. Those that believe humans come about through evolution, and those that believe that humans came about through creation or intelligent design, meaning there's a God source that created man. I feel sad for people that, and I'm just going to be honest out there, I have no qualms about sharing my faith. People that believe that we are generated from evolution. It doesn't really give me hope to believe in that system. If you know that you're from something that has a purpose and a perfect design and a will to be done, and that's internal inside of you, and that also can't be shaken, then you still have hope to move forward. If you believe that you're simply a pool of biology, of cells and organisms, and your brain is developed into this thing that tells you what to do and going forward, and that's all you are, I feel sad. I feel saddened by that. Because if you understand, like I know, that I'm created, that I'm placed here on this earth for a reason, it gives me that fire to keep moving. No matter what downs may come in life, those things that suck the life out of you, those happenings that you have no control over, you keep moving because you understand where you come from, what you're created and made out of. It gives you hope. The third question, and it's a big one, probably the biggest one. Why am I here? Why am I here? This question sometimes can come to you like that. The answer can come to you just like that in the snap of a finger. Sometimes you're going to have to dibble and dabble, which I've done. I've done that in my career as I've worked in many different industries. I've tried, stopping and going in different versions of messages and taking other people's messages and running with them and promoting this message over here and running with that. And it never really felt right. And when one of my children got sick, I had to take time out and reorganize my life and focus on my child and getting my child better. It made me just sit back and reflect, looking at my child, that all the things that I was doing outside of my home and all these efforts I was putting forth really wasn't who I am. It had nothing to do with why I'm here on this earth. And when I looked into my child every day, looked into their eyes, and saw what I was doing and the benefits it had in my children's life, I started to get reconnected to my purpose. My purpose. See, a lot of men, especially men, people in general, but men specifically, we get confused with our careers and our jobs as our purpose. We get confused of how much we earn and how we provide for our families as our purpose. And I'm here to just shake you a little bit, fellas. That yes, we can always have our work and our careers in ways that we make money that aren't always tied to our purpose. And I have to say that. Sometimes you have to do this one thing to fund and fuel the other. And when you're really blessed and when you're really focused, they can come and become one. When I got on point, when I got connected, that God had always had on the inside of me, this ability to speak life into people since I was a young child. I remember back early as 4 and 5 years old, speaking to adults, and they're just sitting there with their mouths open like, what is this kid saying? And I had just been always distracted and pointing in different directions and trying to figure things out and going this route. I remember someone would ask me when I was 6 or 7 years old, what do you want to be when you grow up? And being the intellectual that I always have been, I would come with this answer. I wanted to be a robotics technologist, which didn't even exist at the time, but it sounded intelligent. And it sounded like it would impress the people that would ask me these questions, because everyone else was saying, fireman, policeman. And that just wasn't who I was or who I am. So robotics technologists sounded like something that would grab people like, yeah, that's one smart kid. I stroked the ego a little bit and I keep moving along. Coming to realize I'm not that great at math and science, not in a way that I can work as an engineer or a scientist that it would take to professionally be a robotics technologist. But throughout my life, my words have been able to move people to tears and move them forward in my life. These are the moments that when I started to realize, looking back when my child was sick and getting better, that my purpose wasn't to market this message and be with a part of this organization. My purpose is to speak life into people, because there's so many things that come at them. And people need a little bit of motivation, inspiration, and encouragement to take to live one more day, and to recognize and connect it to their purpose. That's mine. You're going to have to ask yourself, what is yours? You believe in prayer, pray, God, what is my purpose? Why am I here? And do not be surprised if you start getting flashbacks of things that you thought were insignificant. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Insignificant. That are really a part of who you really are and why you are here. All right? Now you really got the wheels turning with these 3 questions. And we're going to move on to the next question. Remember to write these down. What can I do? What can I do? You know, I'm 6'7", somewhere around 265, 270 pounds. I really can't be a jockey on a racehorse. I see the weight limit, right? The horse is going to kick me up. That's not something I really can or should do. That has nothing to do with who I really am, right? Ballet, out of the gym. But you can ask yourself, what can I do? And I've talked about this in the previous talks. The things that you may think are insignificant, those little gifts and talents that you think are little, are actually have the potential of international effect. They may have the effect of helping changing your neighborhood, your community, your city, your state, your country, and then the world. It takes the work of simple people, sometimes very seemingly simple people, to effectively change the world. When they tap into their purpose, when they tap into what can I do, versus all those words from negative self-talk from the doubters and the haters throughout your life, whether they be family members or friends, so-called friends, and people that just didn't like you growing up. Maybe they were well-intentioned, that were just making withdrawals from your emotional and spiritual bank account. Oh, you can't do that. You should think about this. Oh, that's not reasonable. That's not feasible. That's not profitable. You're not made for that. You don't speak well enough. You're not pretty enough. You're not handsome enough. And they don't understand what purpose is. That's the vocabulary of somebody who's disconnected and pre-programmed to be a slave to someone else's vision. Ask yourself this question. Bonus question. Those that become millionaires and billionaires, do you really believe they take the time to buy into anyone else's vision for them? Now, money is not the thermometer and barometer of success, but I just want you to get a picture, because those that become successful in the money arena are successful in their purpose, in their drive arena. They get a vision, they get clear, and they keep going straight no matter what. And having worked for several millionaires, worked alongside several millionaires in my lifetime thus far, really observing them, listening to them, understanding what they're saying, how they say, why they say. I want to tell you this, and you may say, oh, no, Rodney, ain't no way. There's really no difference in the capabilities of what they have. Most of them were not more educated than myself. Most of them are not more educated or have more ability than you, but they get clear. They get laser focused on one thing. I'm here to tell you that one thing comes out of the question, what can I do? My mom was a fabulous cook, And before her death, she was finally getting tuned in to that thing she can do. So she was told when she was young that she was stupid. So all throughout high school, she didn't focus on academics. She focused on being a bully and beating up those kids that were smart because she had low self-worth and low self-esteem. Later on, when she became grown and reformed herself, she said, I'm a reformed bully. And she went to college in her late 30s for culinary arts. We were to graduate at the same time in 2003. She ended up passing away in 2002. My point of saying that is, my mother made some mistakes early in her life that cost her an early grave. But you're still living and breathing and thinking and able. And there is enough time for you to ask yourself, what can I do? And get going. Take action. Get laser focused on what your one thing is. It's never, ever too late. Weight is not a limit. Height's not a limit. Finances are not a limit. Wages are not a limit. Where you're working right now is not a limit. Your education level is not a limit. It's a stumbling block. It's a hindrance. But there's nothing that can stop you. You have to decide to believe something, even if you can't stop hearing the negative self-talk. When you decide to believe this one thing about yourself, there's nothing that can stop you. No thing. The next and final question of the 5 questions posed by Dr. Miles Monroe is, where am I going? Which is the destiny question. Now, this involves quite a bit of visioning. Envisioning yourself where you want to be in 5, 10, 20 years, 25 years. When you pass away, what legacy you want to leave to your children. Your destiny. This can be attributed to the life here on earth and the afterlife. All right, depending on how deep you want to get. And I'm not really here to get too deep tonight, but I'm just here to simply inspire. So where are you going in life with your goals? Where are you going in life with your decisions that you've been making? If you know since a child you've had this one thing on the inside of you, and you've gotten so far away because of career, because of relationships, because of health, that you think that one simple thing that the child version of you thought was absolutely, indisputably possible, then it's time for you two to have a talk. Because I guarantee you that child version of yourself has all the faith in the world. Because the negative talk hadn't really sunk in yet. No, you can't do that. That's not reasonable. You can't make a living doing that. The destiny question is the 5th and final question. But really, it's about the end. Thinking about the end while you're still in the beginning.
Right.
You've got to think ahead. Because you can't just start a ball rolling down a hill and not look down that hill to see what is it going to crash into. Should I go the other way? You have to think ahead. So for my purpose, my destiny is to leave this earth empty, having given everything God put on the inside of me to give. That's speaking life into people, inspiring the next great leader, the next great speaker, the next great culinary artist, the next great Wall Street tycoon, whoever and whatever and wherever that is. I got a message that I've got to get out there. I'm tuned in. My destiny is to leave a legacy for my children, not of always being gone, but being present and engaged. Leaving them a financial legacy. Leaving them with morals and values and lessons and memories. Memories that they can always plug into and say, I remember when my dad, when my father, when my daddy, when my papa said this, when he did this, when he made us laugh, when he was there, present and engaged. To leave my wife with a lifetime of love. To leave perfect strangers with smiles on their faces because I had a gift to share and I shared it. To encourage that person to live one more day and to realize the ones that want to give up and take their life, they don't really want to end their life. They just want to end their pain. I heard that from Iyanla Vanzant. I heard a little sneak peek, a little snippet, and I said, that's a really great message. to encourage them to live. There's a saying that people have when they want to test how dedicated you are as a friend or family member or a love interest. Would you die for me? And I'm here to cancel out that thought process that dying for someone is the epitome of your love. I'm here to tell you to ask the question, would you live for me? So when I got serious about my health, it came after several health scares of almost dying, left artery almost closing, car crashes. I decided to live. Live, truly live, not just a heartbeat, but to live a life of legacy for my wife and my children and my family, all those people that watch me person to person and online and in all these different formats that are getting encouragement. I decide to live for people, not die for people. When you're dead, you're gone. You can do no more work. But while you're living, you can give, you can sow.
Yep.
And because you can give and you can sow, you can reap. And you begin that process over and over and over again. And you just keep on giving and keep on sowing. You'll never run out.
As Miles Monroe says, give till it hurts, then give some more.
Give till it hurts. I promise you, you will grow as a giver. Your capacity to sow into people, to sow into yourself will grow to levels you never thought possible. You'll begin to think like you never thought before. You'll begin to act and speak and behave like never before. And in 6 months, in 1 year, you'll be a person that can look back and say, man, I'm proud of myself. I didn't waste any of the precious time that God has given me. I used to always usually end with this saying that the most valuable commodity on earth is your time. Because once you give it away, you'll never get it back. While you have this time, this very limited time on this earth, remember the 5 questions. Who am I? Your identity. Where am I from? Your source. Why am I here? Your purpose. Why are you here? What can I do? Your potential. And where am I going? Your destiny. I love those 5 questions. I think they really narrow down getting you focused on why you are here and put on this earth and what you are to do before you leave this physical body and this physical realm. I want everybody to be encouraged. I want you to go back to get the full gamut of all these messages. Go to Dr. Vibe's YouTube channel, the drvibeshow.com. Go over to speaklife.online. All of these interviews are there. Dr. Vibe has all kinds of platforms and outlets. You can listen on just audio. You can download the audio, listen to it on your car, on your phone. You want to hear these messages over and over again. Because if you're stuck in a cycle of not believing, but having this fuel to do something greater, it takes you retraining your mind. One of my favorite verses in the Bible is be ye transformed, meaning completely changed, by the renewing of your mind. Yep. And those are your thoughts. Those thoughts become the actions that form the life that you live. So if you don't have the right thoughts, borrow some. Borrow the right thoughts. Listen to the people that sow into you, that get you to a point of believing that the best version of you is still yet to come in and is possible and will manifest. But you've got to put in the work. You've got to put in the work. So thank you for tuning into this series. I thank Dr. Vibe for providing me an outlet to outpour, because I understand that I'm here to pour out. I can't keep this to myself. I can't do it, or else I just start talking to the walls. You can do it, wall. I'm just made that way. I'm made that way, and I got to pour out. So thank you for giving me your ear. Thank you for giving me your time. Dr. Vibe, thank you for sharing your platform. We're going to continue working together to provide great content that I know that will inspire, motivate, encourage, and light a fire on the inside of you to go live out your purpose. Because once again, you are here on purpose, on this earth, on purpose, for a purpose. Get plugged in and move forward.
Wonderful, Rodney. As usual, I'm going to ask you one or two conversations. One of the first ones is, when you're looking to find your purpose, how important is it to look at the end and work backwards?
It is paramount. It's paramount because if you don't know where you're going to get derailed. They call it the shiny ball syndrome. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, look at that. And you follow these shiny balls, you get distracted, and 5 months later down the road, 5 years down the road, depending on your attention span, you look back and you're nowhere near where you need to be. Now you're thinking that the effort is what counts. It is not what counts. It is a directed, purpose-driven, clear, laser-focused that causes you to stay on the right path. You have to have it. You have to have your goals written out, or at least in your mind, very clear. You have to have a plan of action, at least for the beginning, and say, when I complete steps 1, 2, 3, this is what I expect to see. Because you can't envision things, they cannot come to pass.
Wonderful. Very good. It's so important to have that in first. An important fact I just want to share with people, and when you're working for your purpose, you're in good harmony. And what do I mean by that? There was a quote that one of my mentors gave to me the other day, and I shared on Instagram, saying that harmony is more important than things. So when you find right harmony in yourself, you're much apt to be online to work for your purpose. When you have confusion, it's harder to reach your purpose. Not to say you can't, but when you're in harmony, it's a smoother and straighter road. When you're in harmony with yourself, if you have a creator above, if you're in harmony with that person. And as I said, I actually had a sharing session last weekend in Niagara Falls, and I told people that a lot of people, actually I had to help a lady today, that she felt by herself that she wasn't total. And I said, everybody is whole. You're not a part, you're a whole. So get that stinking thinking out of your head that you're not complete. You are whole. Life is large. Fill it up. Get your purpose to fill out the whole of your life. I don't know if, Rodney, you want to add anything to that?
Amen.
Okay, that's all Rodney wants to add to that. I would just like to thank Rodney, and as I was getting ready for tonight's conversation, I think I can get away with this, saying that I knew Rodney when. I knew him when. And I've seen him and his family grow over the years, but I've seen his purpose grow. And it is wonderful to see him living his purpose and his manifest destiny. It took some time, but he didn't quit. And especially for a lot of men these days, the easiest thing to do is to quit. Enjoy the journey and celebrate the journey. It's very, very, very important. Rodney, how can people get in touch with you?
So you can get in contact with me on social media at Fatherpreneur on Twitter and Instagram. I call it Facebook Instagram because they're merged in. Find me on my Facebook fan page, Rodney Kellum of Speak Life. That is where, on Instagram and in my Facebook fan page, where you'll find the videos of inspirational content. Please like, comment, share, connect with me there. Email me at rodney@speaklife.online. And of course, the website, speaklife.online, where all the information that is there for booking. If you want to book me to be a speaker for your event, go ahead and reach out to me. And I always like to say, Dr. Vod, thank you for providing this platform for people like me to share our content, for especially geared towards men and for those that love them. And I truly appreciate it. So thank you all that tuned in and continue to tune in, download audio, video, like, comment, share, and help this message and this platform grow.
Fantastic. I am Dr. Vibe, and this is the Dr. Vibe Show. I'm the host and producer of Epic Conversations. I host Epic Conversations. The Dr. Vibe Show is a place for epic conversations. If you'd like to watch replays or live streams of my video conversations on YouTube, you're at the place. If you want to listen to audio replays of my epic conversations, a number of places you can go to. You can first go to my website, the Dr. Vibeshow. Apple Podcasts is also another place. Stitcher Radio, TuneIn Radio, Google Play Music Store, and iHeartRadio. You can hear selected audio replays at thegoodmenproject.com, WJMS Radio, and Amazon Alexa. There you go. Always got something new coming out. Then I am certified empowerment coach, president and CEO of Express Your Vibe Coaching and Communications. If you would like to get a complimentary session, please reach out to me. Twitter at drvibeshow, email dr.vibe at the drvibeshow.com, or go to my website, go to the top, click on Contact the Dr. Vibe Show, click on that, pardon me, and you can get in touch with me via email, video message, or audio message right there from my website. I am a brand ambassador for the only online magazine dedicated to African Americans who are in food, wine, and travel. The name of the magazine is Cuisine Noir Magazine. Website is cuisinenoirmag.com. If you're a business or entrepreneur, I run a service called Getting Media Coverage, excuse me, where I help businesses and entrepreneurs get media promotion so they can elevate their business, product, or service. Next up, I will be Master of Ceremonies for an upcoming event called the Men and Women Summit on Masculinity. It's being held in Toronto on November 17th and 18th. If you would like some more information, please go to their website or go to my website, click on the Men and Masculinity image, and it'll take you to all the information on how you can purchase tickets. Finally, 4 last things I like to leave with. Yes, it's 4 now because I picked up something new. Live your life as a dream. If you can dream it, you can make it. Next up, sometimes you have to get smaller to get stronger. Next, block assumptions. And finally, aim bigger, aim better, aim higher, aim wider. I'd like to say it's been a pleasure and a blessing to have Rodney on for these conversations. I am speaking life to what he is doing and to his family, and speaking life that he will come back on the Dr. Vibe Show when he has time from his positive, productive schedule. Also, follow him on Instagram. He does a lot of good stuff on Instagram Live and also Facebook Live, so make sure you follow him there. God bless, peace to you all, keep the faith, and as they say, from my heritage, walk good. Thanks for watching live on the replay. Take care.